Yar, the long lost treasure of me hair. It's never coming back, is it? So all of us love stories of hidden treasure. Many of us were told these stories as kids and even as adults today through movies like National Treasure and Pirates of the Caribbean. And the legends of treasure maps, gold, and unimaginable wealth are exciting to us because we can imagine what it would be like to make a discovery of our own. But what if I told you not all stories of undiscovered treasure are fiction? Well, as it turns out, over the course of history, there have been many treasures that were documented to have existed but were never found. So today, I gathered a list of undiscovered riches that, with a little bit of work, could be all yours. So here they are, 10 real hidden treasures you can still find. Number 1 is John Dillinger's treasure. John Dillinger was an American gangster and bank robber who operated during the Depression era. He and his gang successfully robbed 24 banks and 4 police stations. He eluded authorities until April of 1934 when FBI agents discovered that he and his gang were hiding in Mercer, Wisconsin. Most of his gang was either caught or killed, but Dillinger and a few others escaped. They took $200,000 in small bills with them in a suitcase and buried it in a secret location. However, just 2 months later, Dillinger was shot and killed in Chicago, never getting a chance to recover or even reveal the location of the money. That kind of money is the equivalent of millions of dollars today, so I don't understand why he buried it. Why didn't he just go somewhere warm and disappear? He had the funds to do it. Old school gangsters aren't that smart, see? Number 2 is Mosbys Treasure. John Singleton Mosby, also known as the Gray Ghost, was a Confederate commander in the American Civil War. He and his men were known for lightning-quick raids of Union camps. After one such raid in Culpeper, Virginia, Mosby and his men captured the Union General Edwin Stoughton and his men. However, they also managed to capture a burlap sack filled with $350,000 worth of gold, silver, and family heirlooms. But upon trying to take the men back across Confederate lines, they encountered a large contingency of Union soldiers. Unwilling to part with the treasure, Mosby instructed his men to bury it between 2 large pine trees. Unfortunately, when he sent 7 of his most trusted men to bring the treasure back, they were all captured and hanged. After that, Mosby never returned for the treasure, meaning that it's still out there. I can just imagine a bunch of people from Culpeper going to look for 2 large pine trees like, "Mama, I'm going out. I got some digging to do." Number 3 is the Little Bighorn Treasure. In the mid to late 1800s, gold was somewhat abundant as Americans began traveling west in an attempt to strike it rich mining gold. In 1876, Grant Marsh, riverboat pilot and captain of the Far West steamboat, was traveling up the Bighorn River in Yellowstone to resupply General George Custer in his fight against the Indians. However, when he heard of General Custer's defeat and that he had to carry all the injured men back from the battlefield, he made the tough decision to bury the $375,000 worth of gold on the river's shores in order to accommodate all of the new weight on the ship, but died before he could return for it. That is millions of dollars worth of gold in today's money. Whoever finds all of that gold could have all gold everything. Gold chains, gold grill, gold toilet. Nothing says wealthy like dropping a deuce in a glittering potty. Number 4 is the Forrest Fenn Treasure. Forrest Fenn is an art dealer and writer from New Mexico. After being diagnosed with cancer in 1988, he came up with the idea to create a bronze chest filled with treasure that anyone could find. He filled the chest with treasure worth approximately $1.5 million of gold nuggets, rare coins, jewelry, gemstones, and a jar with his autobiography. He intended the treasure to be his legacy and has been dropping hints as to where it is ever since. In fact, in March of 2013, he gave the biggest hint, which was that the treasure is buried in the Rocky Mountains just north of Santa Fe, 1,500 meters above sea level. Mr. Fenn keeps giving us more hints the closer that he gets to death. You better watch out because he might have an unfortunate accident involving a banana peel and a set of stairs. Number 5 is the Mojave Desert Treasure. In 1612, King Philip III of Spain ordered a search of the western coast of Mexico to recover the pearls that resided there. During their voyage, they accumulated the equivalent value of over $2 million worth of pearls. However, upon their attempt to return, they were dismayed to discover that the Salton Sea was closed off from the rest of the ocean after an earthquake had occurred. With the outlet to the ocean blocked, the water that their ship was in was rapidly evaporating. This ultimately caused the ship to be beached in the California desert with the sands of time consuming it. But the ship remains out there just waiting to be found under a world of sand. You know, all the cool treasures are located under sand if you think about it. First the tombs of Egypt, now this. I knew that 2-year-old across the street was hiding something in a sandbox. Yeah, I'm coming for you, kid. Number 6 is the Bedford County Treasure. In 1816, Thomas Beale, along with some other men, came across a massive sum of gold and silver worth approximately $63 million while they were mining in the Rocky Mountains. All of the men wanted to ensure that the fortune would pass on to their family when they died, so Beale wrote 3 ciphers to protect it. The first cipher describes the location of the treasure. The second cipher describes the contents of the treasure. And the third cipher is a list of the men's names as well as their next of kin. The ciphers were then entrusted to his friend Robert Morris of Lynchburg, Virginia, who was an innkeeper. However, Beale never returned for the ciphers. Despite the best attempts of many people, only the second cipher has ever been decoded, describing the contents of the treasure. Oh, what a tease! Could you imagine being the person to decipher that code only to realize that you're no closer to finding any treasure? It took me a decade, but I finally deciphered it! And, oh, there's still no location. Okay, I'm gonna go get drunk. Number 7 is the coast of Key West treasure. In 1622, a fleet of ships carrying copper, silver, gold, gems, and jewelry to Spain from the New World sank off the Florida Keys after it was hit by a vicious hurricane. The total value of treasure that was on these ships is estimated to be over $700 million. In 1985, treasure hunter Mel Fisher ended up finding $500 million of the loot off the coast of Key West. However, don't be dismayed because that means that there's still $200 million worth of glittering goodness to be found. According to the captain's manifest, 17 tons of silver bars, 128,000 coins, 27 kilos of emeralds, and 35 boxes of church gold still await discovery in the sandy waters of Key West. Now keep in mind that it took Fisher years to find this treasure, so you could spend years of your life to possibly get rich, or you could also spend years of your life just ending up a really good swimmer. So yeah, it's up to you. Number 8 is the Cocos Island treasure. In 1820, a trader named William Thompson was hired to transport a very special treasure from Peru to Mexico. It contained 100 gold statues, 200 chests of gold, and countless bars of silver and gold. But instead of transporting it, Thompson turned pirate and stole it, burying it on Cocos Island off the coast of Costa Rica. The treasure is estimated to be worth approximately $237 million, and it has attracted countless people over the decades trying to find it. The last successful attempt at trying to find it was in 1856 when a group of treasure hunters unearthed a chest of gold doubloons. Today, treasure hunting is strictly forbidden on the island, however, scientific research is not. I'd like to know what happened to Thompson that he left all of that treasure there, because if he left and couldn't come back, that's one thing, but if he was eaten by some sort of treasure island monster, that's information I'd like to know. Number 9 is San Miguel's Treasure. In 1712, Spain launched a massive fleet of ships to gather treasure for the country. By 1715, they had amassed a fleet of 11 ships filled to the brim with silver, gold, pearls, and jewels worth an estimated $2 billion. As a defense against pirates, the fleet waited until just before hurricane season before setting off for Havana. However, this proved to be a huge mistake as a storm destroyed the entire fleet only 7 days after leaving Cuba. Since then, 7 of the ships have been recovered, but experts believe only a small amount of the valuables on board all the ships have been found. The one ship that has yet to be found is the San Miguel, the ship that most experts believe contains most of the treasure. $2 billion. Now that is a treasure that's worth searching for. Be right back, going to Cuba. And number 10 is the Oak Island Treasure. In 1795, a group of men came across a man-made hole that was purposefully blocked by logs every 10 feet or so on Oak Island in Nova Scotia, Canada. The site immediately became intriguing for locals, and since then it's become famous, with people trying to excavate it for decades, trying to find what lies beneath it. However, because of booby traps placed within the pit, the deeper that they get, the more it becomes flooded. Some people believe that the pit was created by early visitors to the island, such as Vikings, while others think that it was created by pirates. In any event, it's believed that unimaginable riches lie within the deepest recesses of the island, still waiting to be found. You know, this isn't too far away from me. I live in Ontario, Canada. Don't worry, if I find this treasure, nothing's going to change. I'm still going to make videos. I'll just be wearing the finest of toupees. Perhaps alpaca. And that's it for this time, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. And before I let you go, I just wanted to give a big shout out to to Harrys.com for sponsoring this video. They're helping to support me, which is going to help me make more videos for you guys, as well as keep my beard on fleek. Being a dude with a beard, believe me, it gets really expensive to always have to buy razor blades, but Harry's fixes that. They supply you with really high quality razors at about half the price of the big brands, and they deliver to your door for free. This week, they sent me the Winston set, and ooh, it's so good. I actually just used this right before this video. Check out those fresh beard lines. And they're hooking you guys up too. If you go to Harrys.com and enter the coupon code Matthew, you get $5 off your first purchase of any of their shaving kits, like this one. So if you're interested, there'll be a link in the description, and you too can have the fleekiest of beards. And that's it, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you Tuesday with a brand new video. Peace.